Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I need to find a browser window that's open. There it is. Where I was hearing noise to stop making noise. There we go. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Happy July. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. I'm Ian Douglas. I'm the author of this website, Tech Interview Guide, and it's been a minute since we've done like career-related stuff. But yeah, we're gonna have a ton of stuff to go through this month. But welcome in. Good to see everybody. X90, good to see you in chat. Dusty Knuckles, Everything Plus Ultra, thanks for dropping in. I know Sunday morning's not always the best time to attend a live stream, but appreciate you being here. We're going to kick off our month-long giveaway for the month of July. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've basically spent the last week rewriting a ton of my chatbot. I got it all working. Y'all helped me test it. Y'all helped me like find some bugs in it. And then I decided at the last minute, it's kind of slow. Let's work on some performance issues. So I moved it all over to a local database instead of using Airtable. The registration page, so if you do !register, that's still going to take you over to Airtable. And then, the daily giveaways that we're going to do. So !giveaway to get in the daily giveaway as well. That'll be our typical sort of thing. I should probably add that to the note up top here. Let me do that. Let me add that and !giveaway, the daily giveaway. And that's all to kind of raise awareness and do the fundraising for STEM to the Future. We're going to have the founder of STEM to the Future on the stream in the mid of the month, sometime mid-July. I think the week of 17th-ish. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, check out... did the register command not work? Should have worked. Oh yeah, no, that worked. Yeah, tig.fyi/giveaway. That's the registration form. It'll basically forward you onto an Airtable form. It was just I made a short URL for it. That's why I didn't recognize my own short URL. Yeah, other than that, we're going to go through questions and stuff. If you do want to ask a question, there is an !Q command that you can use as well. I added, if you're on Twitch on the web, you can check out the About Me section. I've got panels in there with all the commands and stuff. But one of the things that I don't think I put on there was the !Q to ask a question. So let me add that on the screen here real quick. Let's do that. We're going to put this one down here the way that I used to have that. And this one here, I'm going to say !Q to ask a question. There we go. So if you use !Q followed by your question, it'll put it in a queue, and then I can do !Q and I can like pull them off the queue in the order that they come in. So if I do miss something in chat, then let me know. So a couple things about exchanging of points, Dusty Knuckles. So just don't get too point happy for me just yet. Let me go through and explain in case you haven't been on the stream while I was building this stuff out. So dog's going crazy, tearing his kennel apart. What are you doing? Something got underneath his mat, and he's like digging at the mat to try to get it back. Anyway, so while you're hanging out on the stream, while you're actively participating in chat, while you do different things like asking questions and posting links and things like that, you're going to be gaining points, just constantly gaining points. If you do !Point entries, it's going to show you how many points you have if you've registered. Now, if you registered last week and you don't want to fill out that form again, there's an !Point registered past tense that you can type in to see whether you've already registered, and it'll pull over that registration information into the local database. It'll just be way faster. But with the points, so you're going to constantly accrue points, and those points are going to carry over into other giveaways. So if you don't exchange them for tokens, then those points are going to follow you probably until the end of the year. I might reset them at the end of the year. We'll see. But if you exchange them into tokens, those tokens will expire at the end of July because it's our monthly giveaway. So any points that you exchange for tokens are going to get non-refunded. They're not going to carry over. So the tokens are not going to carry over past July, but your points will. And then when you exchange for tokens, then you can allocate those tokens. Like, I want so many tokens for this prize and so many tokens for that prize. And so you should use 100% of those tokens through the month of July. And I'm probably going to make some kind of command or alert where we can see, like, hey, there's a whole bunch of like tokens that people bought that they haven't put into the prizes yet, just to make sure that you're going in and you're actually allocating those tokens. Otherwise, you've spent those points for nothing. And then, yeah, we've got a lot of really cool prizes. So later today, I'm actually going to be starting on the resin print that we're going to be doing. I need to get that printed because I got to get that airbrushed because that's one of the giveaway prizes. And so I need to hustle on that one. I've been busy writing code instead of 3D printing that stuff. But I have been busy 3D printing. Amish Ace from here on Twitch reached out and actually commissioned me to make a whole bunch of key tags with his logo on it. So made a whole bunch of these little keychains. There you go. You can kind of see the, it's a keychain. They're about 4 millimeters thick, so they'll be pretty sturdy. So he wanted like a whole batch of these. So I made him almost 100 of those, and then he wanted more of his coasters as well. So you can kind of see there's like 6 colors in there. There's a really, really light green around the darker green. It just doesn't show up on the camera as well, but it's there. They look really, really great. Like, I'm really happy with how these turned out. Basically, I made the model and I print them face down. And so the texture from the print bed and that really good first layer smush, like, really makes for a really, really clean logo. So printing tip, if you're doing anything with a logo on it, don't print it face up, print it face down. You're going to get a much better result out of that. So yeah, so I was really, really happy with these. So he's got almost 100 of these, and I think he wanted like 40 of these. Yeah, so those are cranking. I've, like many others, I've also been playing around with HueForge. This was somebody else's model that I picked up, but it was basically like black, 2 shades of blue, and some white. So like it's pretty astounding what that HueForge software can do. I did pick up a license for it to support the developer, but I haven't played with it at all. But the stuff comes out really, really nice. Cool. Well, we can talk about prize giveaways if you want to go through some of those. Hey, Kirsch, good to see you in chat as well. Thanks for dropping in. So we've got a handful of really big prizes. I decided to take the lightsabers off the prize list and to put the big giant dragon that I started airbrushing last week. And the reason why is because I've been saying for a while, if we ever get like a really large crowd in here, I'm going to use the lightsabers as a special giveaway for whenever we get more than 50 people in chat. So encourage other streamers to come right over, and we will give away the Ahsoka Tano lightsaber set. So there's 2 of these. It's her set from Clone Wars, and it's got a collapsible blade inside that glows orange in the dark, and then it just collapses back down. This was the hilts were printed in white PLA, and then I went through and I like airbrushed and hand painted the detail on the saber hilts. So there's 2 of them. One's a little bit larger than the other. I'm not sure how or why in the lore she ended up with 2 and why one is bigger than the other. I don't know. But there's 2 of them. And that's going to get given away as a set whenever we get 50 people in chat. So encourage other streamers to come over. If you raid over to the channel, you get put in a special giveaway just for raiders that I do once a quarter. 2 quarters ago, it was Madeline Patience. And I basically printed one of the articulated dragons and I airbrushed it because she wanted one in green. So I printed one in green and I airbrushed it all different kinds of greens and sent that over, and she loved it. This past quarter, my random bot chose Creatrix Brit, who raided over with, 20 or 30 people one time. And that was sometime mid-June, I think, she raided over. And so Brit was chosen for last quarter. So anybody that raids in, the raider automatically gets put in a giveaway. But now with the July giveaway, if you raid into the channel, you're going to get like a ton more giveaway points. So any size of audience that you bring over, you're going to get giveaway points. watching the stream, like just being active in chat. If you do exclamation point entries, you'll probably see the chatbot say something like, hey, you've been watching for so many minutes and that's worth like a couple of points or whatever. So every time you do exclamation point entries, it's going to look at how many minutes you've been watching the stream. It's going to convert those into points and then reset that back to 0 for you. So every 10 minutes that you watch the stream, you're gaining a bunch of points. And they're going to sit and wait for you to do bang entries to turn those into points. So every time you do bang entries, it'll turn those into points for you. Who else showed up? We got Jay Brinker in here. Thanks for dropping by, Jamie. Good to see you. Just upgraded your hot end. I've been struggling with re-leveling a print bed. Yeah, that's honestly like Dragon Boots. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Honestly, with 3D printing, the bed leveling was like the bane of my existence. I took care of an old TAS 4 printer that I upgraded to a TAS 5. This is at the school where I taught. And working with that printer for a couple of months, I'm like, I want a 3D printer, but I don't want one where I have to manually level the bed. It's such a pain. And so I started buying Prusa machines. Lately, I'm not buying Prusa machines anymore. I actually gave one away. I'm thinking about selling the 2 that I have and getting some other kind of printer. The Trudon is working really well for me now that I got it kind of tuned and I got a Raspberry Pi running Clipper on it. It's working great. It's not as fast as a Voron, but it's stable and it works really great for making really big prints like the helmets and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with that one. But trying to level the bed with like after you change a nozzle is always tough because every nozzle is like slightly different in height, or you don't torque it in exactly the same amount or whatever, and then you have to readjust that height. Some printers are a little bit easier to adjust than others, but yeah, I empathize with you. Like even on the Prusas, every time you change that nozzle, you got to go back through that whole process. The Bamboos are a little bit better because it's got a touch sensor in there, so as soon as the nozzle touches the bed, it knows where it is. And the Trudon, though, I have to adjust every time I change that nozzle. But I put a 0.6 nozzle on the Trudon, and I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to keep swapping that one in and out. The Bamboos are really easy to kind of change in and out, and then it kind of levels itself because it's got a touch sensor. It just touches the nozzle on the bed, and it knows how far away it is, and it sets it on its own Z level, and you get that great first layer every time. So, Dragon Boots first time chat. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate you coming by. So my chat is set to follow only, and that's mostly just so you can participate in the giveaways. So if you're watching the stream and you're like, who's this guy? I'm typically helping out with career advice, interview prep, company research, resume reviews, all that kind of stuff on Sundays. Tuesdays, I get into live code. Thursdays, I do more creative stuff like airbrushing and 3D printing. But in the month of July, I'm going to be streaming a lot more than usual because I want you to come by and enter the giveaways and stuff like that. So exclamation point giveaway. We're like every time I stream in July, I'm going to be giving something away. Depending on how many people are in chat, it's going to depend on what I give away. So if we get more than 20 people, I'm going to give away an articulated dragon, which looks like this. It's basically a flexible dragon, and this particular model is posable, and so it'll actually like stand up on its own. And I've got lots and lots of different colors of these dragons. I've got a whole bunch of them already pre-printed. I'm going to be printing a whole bunch more in expectation that y'all are coming by my stream. But I will have a bunch of those to give away. Less than 20 people, you're going to get a coupon code for cool3dthings.com. If you do exclamation point catalog, you'll see a catalog of like all my laser engravings and stuff like that. I'm basically going to give you a coupon code for my website that you could apply to a 3D print if you want to. Probably going to be like a $10 gift code, which will be enough for like a laser engraving plus shipping, depending on where you live. So cool. Dusty Knuckles, you're going to have to register first. If the registration didn't take, try doing exclamation point registered past tense, and that'll carry over. Like it'll go look for the registration in Airtable and bring that over to the database. So try exclamation point registered and see if that works. Otherwise, you're going to have to fill out that form. If the form didn't work, let me know. Hey, Thindle, good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well over in the UK. UK? Europe. You're overseas somewhere. Hope you're doing great. Sorry, I forget exactly where you live, but welcome back in. Good to see you. So today I want to focus on like career-related stuff. Sweden, that's right. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, things are going good. I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. I've been up really late the last couple of nights trying to rewrite my chatbot to use a local database as opposed to putting everything in Airtable. I still really like Airtable. Like having an API to like store stuff in a database and having a web interface, like I love the tool. I'm happy to pay for it. But it's just not always as performant as I would like it to be, especially for a chatbot when you got a lot of people running commands and stuff like that. And some of that has to do with me using Python, but some of it's just the API latency of like trying to get to their servers and stuff. Got a couple of friends over this weekend, beginning of the week. Yep, got some work to do real quick. So yep, awesome, cool. Thanks for coming by. So typically on Sunday, I'm here for tech interview prep and career advice. If you're curious about like, hey, how do I position myself for a better job? How do I talk to my boss about a raise? How do I even like start to get to know another company because I want another job, I want a better job? Like that's what I'm here for. I've been in the tech industry for close to 30 years professionally, like after college. I've been out of college for almost 30 years working in the tech industry. I've held management roles, I've held director level roles, I've been contributor through lots of different kinds of things. But my advice is not just limited to technical interviews. I like to help people as much as I can across like any kind of sort of industry. So sales, marketing, anything like that. One sec, I need to mute. Sorry for any background noise. We think our fridge is not working, so we got to move a bunch of stuff from the freezer upstairs to the freezer downstairs, which is right in front of me here. So apologies for any background noise that you might hear. Cool. So what was I saying? So company research, anything like that. So whatever kind of industry you're in, whatever kind of role you're in, if you want help putting a resume together, anything like that, feel free to ask questions. Use !Q if you want to ask a question. That'll put it into a queue, and I can draw those questions off one at a time in case I don't see it in chat. So just to be on the safe side, use !Q, and I'll be watching those for questions kind of periodically. So, yeah. So we've got a handful of prizes that we're going to give away for the month. I've got this giant dragon here that I showed off last week. It was like multicolor. Now it's kind of one color, because I put just a base coat of gray primer on it, but it was like 5 or 6 different colors of filament. So this is an expectation of, some people asked for like a fairy sort of theme, like kind of do the tan with a bright like neon blue, neon green, neon purple, kind of like fairy dragon sort of style. Except he's got kind of a scowly face. So we're trying to figure out like how do we make a scowly face dragon look like a happy fairy dragon? Someone mentioned eyebrows. Not really sure. But this dragon's enormous. So just FYI, if you put points in on this one, this thing is really big. So you'll definitely need some shelf space for this. It's about 28 inches long. But this is one of the giveaways. So that's one of the 5. It's one of the other ones. So another one of the 5 giveaways that we got. I did an articulated dragon, but a gigantic version of it. So this thing's almost 4 feet long. It's almost a full spool of filament. This one is done in Polymaker Starlight Neptune, which is a really cool blue aqua sort of color, and it'll still stand up, but it's much larger. It's almost like 2 pounds of filament to put this one together. So this is another one that you can get, and I love this filament. This filament's fantastic. I bought several spools of all of the Starlight filaments, and they're coming out with more. I'm going to buy more of them. But we got that one. And then I showed off a dragon trophy the other day, which was like a dragon head on a base, and the head was done in the Neptune filament, and the base was done in the Jupiter filament, which is kind of a butterscotch gold. And I started airbrushing that one, and it's coming out really, really nice. So I wanted to leave most of the face in the Neptune blue, but I wanted to paint the horns kind of a bone white, so let me show you that. So here's the progress on that. So this is basically in 2 pieces. So you get the base, and I'm probably not going to paint the base, but this is the progress on the head. So painted the eyes red, and we did kind of a bone color on the horns. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm probably honestly not going to need to touch up very much on this. So a lot of the blue is coming through on the bones. I did kind of a really light blue sort of shimmer paint along the back just to change it up a little bit on the back of the head, but the front of the head is all the Neptune filament. I didn't do any airbrushing on the face at all. I did a little bit on his teeth, kind of poking through the gums, and then the bony sort of protrusions, coming out of the bottom of his jaw. But this is also going to be a giveaway. Now this one mounts on the wall, so it's got a little mount hook on the back to mount on the wall. But this is also going to be, so this one is the trophy that we're giving away. So I'm really, really happy with how that one turned out with just a little bit of airbrushing on that one. Well, a little bit of airbrushing. This was about 3 hours worth of airbrushing. But it came out really, really great. I'm really happy with that. So that's one of the other giveaways. So we've got the giant articulated dragon. We've got this giant dragon back here, and we've got this dragon. And then I've got a resin dragon that I want to show off. Let me see if I can find that browser source. There it is. So this is the other dragon that I'm going to be printing in resin. And I'm going to be doing it in kind of a dark gray resin that you can see right here. It's a really, really dark gray. And so the building I'm probably not going to paint, because the building comes in a bunch of pieces and the dragon comes in a bunch of pieces. But the dragon I'm going to airbrush. So I'm going to figure out a color scheme for the dragon, but the building I'm going to leave alone, because I think having the big painted dragon on a plain building, I think is going to really stand out. And so I'm going to start printing that later today. And then as the dragon pieces get printed, I will start airbrushing it. But I may 3D print the building first just to kind of see how tall it is. My expectation is this model is going to be quite large. It's probably going to be like 18 inches tall. If I can help it, it's going to be that big. I've got a pretty decent sized resin printer, so I want to expand this as much as possible. So yeah, I'm kind of a dragon nut. I really, really like dragons. So this is going to be the 4th of the 5 gifts, or the prizes. The 5th one, if you're not into 3D printing and you're not into dragons, we've got Luke's X-Wing fighter as a Lego kit. So it's about a 500-piece kit. Comes with a bunch of minifigs. You got Luke. Sorry, let me switch over this camera here. We got Luke, Leia, General Dodonna, and R2-D2. But it'll be Luke's X-Wing fighter as a kit. So if you're not into dragons, you don't want 3D printing, there is a Lego kit. Now, if we meet our fundraising goal, I'm going to keep adding prizes. So if as a community, if you all can raise $1,000, I'm going to match that $1,000. If we meet that goal before the end of July, then I'm going to add something else big. Not sure yet exactly what that's going to be, but it'll be big. I'll probably add more Lego kits and stuff like that too, but I'm going to go even bigger than all of the stuff that I just showed. We're gonna have some fun with some giveaways if we can meet that goal. If we exceed the goal, I'm going to keep adding prizes and gifts and stuff like that. And if we meet that goal, then every daily giveaway is going to be a dragon instead of the laser engravings. But if we have less than 20 people in chat when we do the drawing, then the drawing is going to be for laser engraving, it'll be a coupon code on my website. So if you want a 3D print, you can get a pretty nice discount on a 3D print. But otherwise, it'll be it'll be enough to cover a laser engraving plus shipping. What's up, Westry? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Before you hit the road, well, safe travels and stuff. Fairy dragons get grouchy too. That's a good point, Dragon Boots. I imagine if you like attack their little fairy kingdom or something, they wouldn't be real happy with you. One thing that I will say about airbrushing. Giant wings. I did in kind of this peach color. And just putting a really light coat of primer on here, you get this really interesting sort of gradient between the gray and the peach, which actually looked like a really cool, like, not a necrotic flesh, but like you get this really interesting sort of like gray and peach kind of color tone on there. And once I got all the primer on there, I'm like, oh, you know what? I kind of missed that sort of color that was coming through. You can kind of see a little bit up here. Well, I guess you can't really with the camera, but you can kind of see like in here, it's a little bit lighter sort of peach color. In person, it's a little bit brighter. But just having that peach color shine through the gray actually made for a really interesting effect on the wings. So we'll figure out something to do there. Yeah, those are the giveaway prizes for the month of July. So exclamation point entries. If you are not registered, you will need to exclamation point register, and that's just a form. If you've already registered and it complains, type exclamation point registered past tense, and that should pull over your form. If it doesn't pull over your form, let me know. Dusty Knuckles, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Filled out the form twice, so you should only have to fill it out once. So Dusty Knuckles, type the word registered past tense and see if that helps. But normally doing exclamation point entries after that. So before you do the exchange, do entries. Okay, so Kirsch's thing came over just by typing registered. But Dusty Knuckles, if you type exclamation point entries, now that you filled out that form, it should pull it over. If not, try exclamation point registered like Kirsch just did. So I'm trying to find all the different sort of bugs in the system and stuff like that. So thanks for your patience while I figure that out. Just filling out the form doesn't automatically populate my local database. It's only putting it in Airtable, and then you got to pull over. There you go. So that worked. So finish your registration, gave you points for registering. And now if you do exclamation point entries, it'll also update all of your points. So every time you do exclamation point entries, it's looking at everything that you've done, all your activity, the minutes that you've watched, the number of chat commands you do, the number of channel point redemptions you do. There's also a channel point redemption to turn your channel points into giveaway entries. And you can do that once per stream. 10,000 points will give you 25 giveaway points, or like entry points, and then that's worth 2.5 tokens. Cool. So now if you type exclamation point entries, it'll go through and like calculate all your points. So do that one next. So there's a progression that you kind of have to follow. So register entries, and then you can start exchanging for tokens. There we go. So X just got a bunch more. Yeah, so it gave you the registration points, and you will need to spell it properly. So just entries. You got an extra E in there. All right, so Jaybrinker, there we go. So Jaybrinker also then got all the points for being a follower for a really long time. So I take the number of months that you follow, if it's been more than a month or two, and I give you like, I think 25 points or 15 points for every month you follow or something like that. Times like 1.5, like you get a ton of points for being a long time follower. Okay, so we've hit a bug with Kirsch where it thinks that Kirsch isn't finished registering for some reason. All right, so Dusty Knuckles got a bunch of points. There we go. So yeah, the longer you've been following, I think if you follow more than a year, I think I give you like 1.5 times the points. If you follow less than a year, you get, I think, 10 points for every month or something like that. And then over a year, I think I give you like 1.5 times that. So the longer you've been following, that's kind of my way of saying thank you for that. So now you got all kinds of points that you can exchange for tokens. So Dusty Knuckles, those will be like you got enough points now for 10 tokens, or 11 tokens, and then you can allocate those tokens into any of those 5 prizes. Now, if you exchange your points for tokens, those tokens go away at the end of the month. Any points that you have left over are going to carry over month to month, and every time I stream and you come by the stream, you're going to keep gaining those points. And so when October rolls around, hopefully you'll have a whole bunch of points that you can then turn into tokens and get in the giveaway and stuff like that. So that's kind of my hope, is that the points will roll over. So like if you're not into dragons, don't like Lego and you want to wait to see what I do in October, you can just hang on to your points. So it'll be your choice. Other streamers, they're like, oh, you get points, they turn into tickets, and those tickets go to a single giveaway, and then everything resets. And that's fine. That's how they want to do their thing. I want to give you a little more choice on, I really want that prize, or I really want that prize, and so you can put more of your tokens into that prize. Now, there's a cap limit on those when you do exclamation point prizes. It'll show you like how many tokens per item you can reserve. So the Lego kit, I think, is like 250, and the dragons are like 500 tokens, something like that. Kevin RS, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Cool. Let me go see if anybody typed in some questions, because I know I missed stuff in chat while I was explaining that, and nope, no questions. So if you want to ask a question, if I ever miss something in chat and you ask a question and I miss, just use exclamation point Q and then type in your question after it. So like exclamation point Q, blah, 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 blah. And it's got to be more than like 25 characters. Don't just say like, how's it going? Like ask a good question. And then questions that you ask, I also assign giveaway points. If you link, so exclamation point link is a way for you to share social links on Twitter and LinkedIn. If you're tweeting or posting on LinkedIn about my stream, about the giveaways, but mostly about the fundraiser, I'm also going to give you points. And so you can do exclamation point link and type in the URL. And the reason that I wanted to do the social links and to make that a chat command is so that we can all see that link, so that we can go through and we can all see it. We can all go like it and retweet it and stuff like that. And just, it'll really help the community as far as like building up that fundraiser. So it's fun to do giveaways, and it's fun to have people come by and meet new friends and so on to do the giveaway. I'm totally thrilled about that, but it's really about the fundraiser. So if we can meet that goal, I'm going to keep adding prizes. So that's what we're all here for. So, but yeah, exclamation point giveaway to get in on the giveaway for today. We're at about 8 viewers. I think we peaked around 10. If we can get that up to 20, it'll be a dragon. Otherwise, it'll be a coupon code for the website. So, and if you're kind of lurking, and you haven't chatted, feel free to hit follow. You're welcome to, like, everybody is welcome to enter these giveaways. The laser engravings I will ship anywhere in the world. I will do my best to secure them. I have shipped some out where they get cracked because the postal carrier wasn't very careful. So I'll do my best to secure them going forward. I'll put like an extra piece of cardboard or something in there to make it a little harder to bend. But I sent a couple of signs over to 86 Carrera, and like one of them showed up cracked, which is really unfortunate. So, I mean, the wood is not super thick, but when you write "do not bend" like 5 times on the envelope, and they still like bend it in half, it's just tells you that it's the postal worker that did that on purpose. So, or somebody did it on purpose along the way. So yeah, so there's also a channel point redemption. If you want more giveaway entries, there's a channel point redemption you can do once per stream per user to turn 10,000 channel points into 25 giveaway entries. And I may tweak those values over time as well. So, and I'm constantly going to find ways of like giving points to everybody. So for example, I can say give all 50. Two hours later. Oh, I hit a bug. It worked last night. It worked on my machine last night. Why didn't that work? Decode error. That failed. It got an error because somebody doesn't have a display name, which means you're probably a bot. All right, time to go patch some code. Let's go see what happened there. So let's go print out. I am printing the data. What's up, Whip? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Did the drop game not work? Oh, there it goes. Just took a minute to kick in. It should have. Should have printed that out. Let me see. So yeah, so a whole bunch of you are viewing. Username is Stream Elements, which gets dropped. Cajun Dragon is hanging out. What's up, Cajun? That one showed up. My bot showed up. This is here. Hello, Alice. Good to see you. 01 Ella. Hello. So again, if you're watching and you're not following, feel free to drop a follow. That'll let you enter the daily giveaway. Everyone is welcome. So please feel welcome to like come in and hang out with us. But for some reason, this did not unpack properly. Why is that? Server error. It doesn't tell me where it failed. Activity intent. Display name, trying to get a user. So for some reason, that Twitch user did not have a display name. So let's do Twitch user ID, but not a Twitch username. You have to have a name. Sorry, trying to patch some code here in real time. Bear with me. So if display name, not oops, display name. User. Sort it out. Bot's going to restart here. Ryan Hawkins, good to see you as well. Hello. So yeah, get in on the giveaway. Everyone is welcome to enter the giveaway. Just throw a follow, and that's just so that we can kind of like keep track of who's here and keep track of the giveaways. Now, the daily giveaway, you don't have to register, so you don't have to do the registration form just for the daily giveaway. But if you do get chosen, I do need your name and your address, and that's what the registration form is. It's just asking for your name and your address. So if you do win any of the giveaways through the whole month of July and the really big prizes that I showed off, I've already got your name and your address. I can just ship it to you, and I don't have to wait for you to fill that thing out and return it to me and stuff like that. So cool. We'll get some points over to everybody here in a minute. Heartbender, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. We'll get some points over to everybody here in just a minute. I needed to track the view time. Let me go over to Streamer.bot and see if I can hurry that up. Platforms. General. We'll scoot that down a little bit here, see if that'll pick up a little bit faster. We'll give everybody a couple extra points while this thing kicks in. So yeah, if you're actively chatting, it's going to pick you up as like an active viewer, and then that's going to award you points for the giveaway. So, but you will need to say, oh, maybe that's why. I think you have to say something in chat. Actually, no, you don't have to say something in chat. No, it should track points for you even if you don't register, but you won't be able to use those points to turn them into tokens for the giveaway unless you register. And so that's totally up to you. If you don't want to register and you just want to come hang out, that's cool too. If you do have questions about interview preparation, Company research, if anybody wants a resume review, totally happy to do that. In fact, if you send in a resume for a review, I'm going to give you a bunch of giveaway points as well. I mean, do it legitimately, like you legit want a resume review. Don't just spam me with your resumes. But if you have a resume that you would like reviewed, let me know. All right, so we just hit another error on that thing. So why is that complaining? So we had a user come in. We cannot find your username. No login name either. How is that possible? You don't have a display name or a login name. Okay. So we're just going to say if we can't do that, then you just don't get points. I mean, you have to have that. So just return. Okay. Live debug all of this. I know it's probably way more interesting if I were to actually show you the code, but I've literally got my like 42-inch 4K display with like tons of code. I've got like terminal panels and database lookup stuff like all over my screen. So it would be really hard to share like absolutely everything I have. It would be microscopic on your device. Just trying to see what happened here. What the heck? Why is this suddenly failing? I need to find that user 441357382. Yeah, you're causing me issues. So we're getting an internal server error. Somebody doesn't have activity because something didn't go through for somebody. So let me go. I need to go look at the database real quick. Figure out who the users are. Take an entry out of here. So I'm making a mental to-do list for myself. I need something to go through and figure out like if it started tracking you but then like didn't finish tracking you, then it needs to like take you out of the database. Or like not take you out of the thing, but like fix carrying things over. So that user ID doesn't exist. So what the heck? Why does it think you don't have activity data? Sprint.id. See who you are, and then I can fix it. The good news is, while this thing's running, is it's potentially going to add like a lot of points for everybody while I do this. So that'll be my way of saying oops. That's my bad. So this is me right now. That clip, I bust up laughing. It's great. Right, so user, or sorry, if user. No, it's watched. Okay, I'm hoping that's going to fix that problem. find out in a minute. So thanks for bearing with me, everybody. Sorry, I know it's not fun for the streamer to just not talk for an extended period of time while they're like live debugging a bunch of code. So apologies for that. So yeah, exclamation point giveaway, get in on the daily giveaway for today. If we can get over 20 viewers in here, so go invite some friends over, then we'll give away an articulated dragon. Otherwise, it'll be a coupon code for the website. I feel like that all the time too. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Chewy. Darth Gollum, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Saw some really cool pictures of like everybody meeting everybody at Murph. Darth Gollum was in a photo. I forget if it was from Royal Nomi or from Westery, but it's always cool to like put faces to names. Like, oh, that's what you look like. I love meeting people in real life. It's like, oh, that's how tall you are. That's, I don't know, it's something for me. It's like, oh, that's like your actual human size. Because everyone's sort of the same size online, right? Everyone's got a head and shoulders, and this is all you see of other streamers online. But like to actually see like, oh, you're actually like tall or short or whatever. Like I met Nick from Polymaker. Dude, that guy's freakishly tall. Like he's what, 6'6" or something? Like he's really tall. Like enormously tall. It was pretty wild. Chewie got to meet Darth Gollum too. That's awesome. Height was something I was noticing. Yeah, I mean, especially Nick. Like so when I was at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival, I took a picture of Nick where I was like crouched down, and I took a picture while I was behind him just to make him look like even larger than normal. But then I took a real picture later, and I come up to like his collarbone. Like the dude's tall, like really, really, and I'm like 5'8". 5'9", somewhere in there, and he's like way taller than that. So yeah, it was pretty great. But yeah, I loved getting to meet everybody at Rocky Mountain. It was a good time for sure. All right, cool. So that fixed it. So now everybody's getting points for watching the stream. So do me a favor, do exclamation point entries, and it should tell you like, hey, you've been awarded so many points for like watching the stream for some amount of minutes. So Whip, you're gonna have to register first. So anybody that's registered should be able to do bang entries. Oh, is that not working now? Are you kidding me? I need to reset the chatbot. I'm just gonna grab. Need to. Okay, try exclamation point entries now. You had registered? Okay, cool. Do exclamation point entries again. Okay. Okay, hang on. It's scrolling by too fast now if it throws an error. Yeah, so bang entries will only work if you do bang register, and then bang entries after that will like pull over your registration form. So bang register is going to give you a URL for an Airtable form to fill out where you can give me your name and your address just ahead of time. So if you do win any of the giveaways, I've already got your contact info. And then when you do exclamation point entries, it's going to go look at Airtable based on your username. It's going to go try to find you an Airtable and copy all that stuff over to my local database. And then all that, by the way, like, please know, I'm a huge data security nerd, and I wipe all of that information at the end of the month. So as soon as I ship everything out to everybody, I'm wiping those tables because I don't want to keep your name and your address. So every time we come through and do like a giveaway of some kind, you're gonna have to give me your name and address all over again, because I'm not gonna keep it longer than the month of July. So please know I take that very, very seriously. Same thing with the newsletters. If you ever subscribe to the email newsletters, which you can go check out over here. By the way, registering for the newsletters will also give you points, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Registering for the newsletters will give you 50 points. Each of the newsletters you register for will give you another 50 points. And then I'm working on some code that's going to watch how far you progress through the newsletter series on a regular basis. Like I'm going to do that once a day, and that's going to give you even more giveaway points. So the farther you get through the series by the end of, or towards the end of July, the more points you're going to get. So please go register for the newsletter as well. It's got a lot of really helpful stuff. I've put a lot of time and effort into those newsletters. Yeah, so Dusty Knuckles, if you've only got 100 points, then you can only exchange that for like 1/10 of those as tickets. So it's a 10-to-1 ratio. So you've got enough points for 11 tokens. You can't exchange for 500 tokens. So at most you can do exchange 11, and then it'll ask you to confirm. So you do exchange 11, confirm, and then and that's just a confirmation, because once you exchange those points for tokens, you're not going to get those points back. Any points you have left over at the end of the month are going to carry over into future giveaways. But any points that you turn into tokens, those tokens are going to expire at the end of July. Okay, I did see one error here. So I'm grabbing some screenshots of stuff as we go so I can go fix bugs later. Because we did find a bug. And again, I appreciate everybody bearing with me while we try and figure that out. So Whip did the registration. So something happened in the number of following months. Something didn't work there. Key error for the number of follow months. Okay, so it didn't track how many months Whip was a follower. So I will need to go back and fix that. So that's a bug. So eventually when you come back and do entries, it's going to like figure out how long have you been following, and it'll give you some bonus points for that. We'll figure that out over time. Cool. We're gradually getting there. So I appreciate you helping me out. I know it's kind of a long road getting through this stuff. My hope is to for the month of July is iron out all the bugs, and then between July and October, I'm going to move all of this code into Streamer.bot and then give that code to other streamers so that they can also run giveaways as well. I need to figure out a good way of like packaging up a database for them so that the database is all set and ready to go. Not everybody's like super tech savvy, and so I need to make that as user friendly as possible, of like click this thing and it'll start this application, it'll track your database. I need to figure that part out. But we'll get there. I'm like sorry, I'm like glued to my terminal now. Every time you're all running these commands, is like, did that succeed? Did it work that time? So we're getting there. All right, Chewy, we got the giveaway going. All right, you got one more entry. Cool. Oh yeah, so I need to change the wording on the monthly giveaway, because so we used to use exclamation point giveaway for the monthly giveaways as well, and we're not doing that now. We're doing the tokens for the monthly giveaways. So I need to update the message that you see over here from Chewy. But yeah, bang giveaway to get in the giveaway today. If we can get over 20 viewers today, then we'll give away like a dragon. Cool. We'll get there. Thanks for bearing with me. But yeah, everybody's getting points for the minutes that they watch, and it should be rolling those over every time you do exclamation point entries. All right, so Dusty Knuckles finished everything. You got 116 points. I'm kind of curious why it keeps telling you over and over that it's trying to finish your registration, though. You're exchanging backwards points for tokens, yeah. So it's the other way around, yeah. Bang entries didn't pop anything. Cool. There you go, Dusty. So yeah, so now if you do exchange 11 confirm, that's going to just hit a bug. Sub channel points for the bonus points. Oh, something didn't work. Someone tried to do the channel point redemption, and that failed somehow. Because who just tried the channel point redemption? Jay Brinker. Yeah, that was you. For some reason that threw an error. So I will need to figure out what happened there. I will, because it would have spent your channel points, I'm going to go give you some bonus points. I just need to find your entry. So bear with me for a minute. 245. I need to write some code that actually goes through and like 1135. So JBrinker, I've manually updated your points for that, so you should be good. So if you do exclamation point entries, you should see you've got an extra 25 points now. Not sure why that channel point redemption broke, but we'll figure that out as we go. Basically just screenshotting a ton of like error messages as we go here. So again, apologies for doing this live. Oh, now it's complaining even more. Okay. Bear with me a sec, JBrinker. So it says you don't have a display name. Why don't you have a display name? 245. 245. You all the way here. That's not it. It's a user none. Something's really. JBrinker, you done broke it. You okay, bud? Something break? Can't hear you. It broke. It's loud. So we can get some more. Sorry, we're like moving stuff from the fridge upstairs into the fridge and the freezer downstairs, and a glass jar broke. Correct. For some reason, I can't look up JBrinker's name. Get there. Username. Chatbot. Let's see if this works. So it looks like, what do we see? Yeah, you borked it for sure. But you borked it in a way that it stopped responding to like other people as well. So don't feel bad. It's not your fault. It was totally on me. It should hopefully be back. So JBrinker, if you try any kind of command now, I'm hoping it's going to work for you. So we'll get there. But yeah, the number of follow months is not working. Where when you're calling, when folks are calling the registration endpoint or calling the entries endpoint, it's not properly updating by looking up how many months you've been following the channel. I will get that fixed. I'll have to fix that off stream, but it will eventually like give you a boatload of points for the amount of time that you've been following me. So if you've been following me less than a year, I think I give you 10 points per month. And if you follow me over a year, I think I give you 25 points per month. or something like that. I need to go. I'll have to actually go look that up now. But it's significant amount of time or a significant amount of points for following. Okay, so if you've been following me less than a month, you get 5 points. If you follow me less than a year, then you get 10 points for every month that you follow me. If it's been more than a year, or a year or more, sorry, a year or less, you get 10 points per month that you follow me. More than a year, you get 25 points per month that you've been following. So, and that's just my way of saying thank you to everybody that's been following me for a long time. So we'll get there. Let me go see if I missed anything in chat from question point of view. No questions. That part works. I got one part that works in my code. Hooray! All right, Jay Brinker. Hey, something just worked. So Jay Brinker, you just got 327 points. All right, there we go. So something worked for Jamie there. Yeah, so you've got a ton of points now that you can. So I wanted, with the giveaway, I wanted to give everybody the choice of how many of these points do you want to turn into tokens, first of all, and then how many tokens do you want to put on all the different giveaway prizes, so that you've got the choice on, I really, really want that dragon, so I'm just going to like go all in on that dragon, and I don't care about the Lego kit, so I'm not going to put any points in the Lego kit. And when I do the drawing, then I'm going to be looking at who reserved tokens for each of the prizes, and it'll give you that many chances. So if we get 1,000 points for that dragon and 500 of those points are yours, you've got a really good chance of winning that dragon. So is that total? I mean, right now, but like I said, I need to go in and I need to fix something. But given that you've got 300 points, it's already figured out your follow stuff on that. So I can go double check your entry here. Yeah, it already picked up your follow points. It gave you the 50 points for registering. So filling out that registration form gives you 50 points. And then the amount of time that you watch the channel, like from here on, basically it's tracking every 10 minutes, I think gives you like 10 points or something like that. You had 32 and then did the cash in for 25. Okay. That's a good question then, Jamie. Let me go check. Do exclamation point tokens for me, Jamie, while I wait for my database to load. Still seeing that error about following, or the follow months. So for some reason, the follow months is still not working for some folks. So we'll figure that out. Calculating the tokens broke as well. So Jamie, it looks like it did not calculate your token spend. So that did not work for you for some reason. Why didn't that work? Spend tokens. Can't unpack a non-iterable, non-type object. So whatever I'm getting back from that lookup came back with absolutely nothing at all. Okay, so calculating the tokens, I'm gonna have to go take a look at that. Cool, this is all very helpful because when I was trying to build out all this code over the last couple of days, it was working fine for me, but that's in a very sort of sheltered environment. Y'all are helping me test this in the wild for sure. You had 15 tokens toward the Lego set. Did you do that today, Jamie, or was that on the previous stream? Because the previous stream entries, like those don't count. I didn't carry those over. Because that was just trying to break the bot last time. Now you're all breaking it for real. Yeah, so the previous stream one doesn't count. So those I did not carry over. So as of today, it's like recalculating all the points in my local database instead of all that stuff in Airtable. So all that stuff in Airtable got erased. So that might be why. So you'll need to set new tokens and stuff like that. But for some reason, when you do exclamation point tokens, it's throwing an error. Well, it's trying to send a message that you have not exchanged any points, but for some reason the calculation didn't work. So the calculation threw an error. So when you do bang tokens, it's throwing an error because it's not calculating something properly on my side. But it's trying to send you a message saying you don't have any tokens. Didn't think anyone did cash in points. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, so it worked for X though. So X90 and Kevin. So it worked for both of you. Interesting. Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'll go through now that I've got like more accounts and stuff in the database. I'll have a better idea of like what goes where. So we'll figure that out. I am gonna have to hop off the stream though because I need to go figure out what's going on with our fridge upstairs. It could be not an emergency situation, but it's going to be extremely inconvenient to throw out a ton of food. So unfortunately, I'm going to need to like raid and get out of here. I was hoping to stream a little longer today. I've got tons of content though for like fixing these bugs. So thank you everyone for that. So I apologize for needing to bail in a hurry, but I need to go take care of that like really soon. It's getting a little frantic in here. So let me go find somebody I can raid into real quick, and then we'll call it a day. Melky's online. What's Melky up to? Nah. Let's go raid into Astro. I haven't raided over to Astro in a while. Go wish Astro a happy belated Canada Day for me. Do me a favor, grab this raid dad joke for me, and we'll go raid over to Astro Canuck. Get that set up. Apologies for needing to raid and run, but I gotta go take care of that thing. So yeah, thanks X. So yeah, wish Astro a happy belated Canada Day yesterday, and I'll try and stream later tonight. I'll try and stream again a little bit later today. So thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll do the giveaway later as well because I gotta run. I gotta take care of this thing. So we'll catch y'all over in Astro's